This is the sound of redemption. This is the way that we bring it down. Down, down, 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 down. Igniting the fire within you. Exalting the melody of freedom. These are the things that will bring it down. Down, down, 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 down. So gather the faithful. Tell everyone to stand and shout loud. Shout loud. Shout loud. Let's bring it down. Let's bring it way down. Let's bring it down. Let's bring it down, down. Let's bring it down. Let's bring it way down. Let's bring it down. Let's bring it down, down. Down, down, down.
Let me tell you, it's in the air. Joy is in the air. Love is in the air. Can you feel it? What it feel like? Freedom. What it feel like? Don't sleep on it, brother. You might get left, sister. Can you feel it? What it feel like? Freedom. What it feel like? Justice. No need to be counted, cause I am down. Down, down, down. Down, down, down. Down for the end of racism, for the end of bigotry, cause I am down. For the end of misogyny, that's right. For all the isms out there, just down, down, down. Let's bring it down. Rise up, people. No more foolishness, and let's bring it way down.
Riding the river of change into the cries of contrition. This is the way that we bring it down. Down, down, 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 down. We are the children of Eden, dancing and celebrating freedom. We are the ones that must bring it down. Down, down, 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 down. So gather the faithful. Tell everyone to stand and shout loud. Shout loud. Shout loud. Let's bring it down. Let's bring it way down. Let's bring it down. Let's bring it down, down. Let's bring it down. Let's bring it way down. Let's bring it down. We've got to bring it down. Down. Stand up and shout. Stand up and shout. Rise together.
Accountability starts now. The Eric Dawson Radio Show.
Yeah. Rise up. Stand up, shout it loud.
If you are not prepared to come to that table and to represent that voice, don't come. Because we don't need any more brown faces that don't want to be a brown voice. We don't need black faces that don't want to be a black voice. We don't need Muslims that don't want to be a Muslim voice. We don't need queers that don't want to be a queer voice. And if you're worried about being marginalized and stereotyped, please don't even show up.
Good morning. Welcome to another episode of the Eric Dawson Radio Show. I want to ask you guys immediately, please hit the share button, continue to hit it. Visit us on YouTube, hit the bell, hit the thumbs up, share that as well. Good morning, Kevin. How you doing?
Good morning. How are you?
Hey, man.
I've been up since 3 o'clock in the morning. I done watched a documentary on called Echo of my God, my brain is leaving me already. About this movie, this music in California, many years ago, that was created by Cream and a lot of groups from all around the world. They came together in California. They made all this great music. Crosby, Still and Nash, how they took rock and roll, how folk music emerged into rock and roll, and it was just a fascinating. Laurel Canyon. It was all about how all of these people came together in Laurel Canyon in California and had some of the greatest. It was one of the greatest moments in music history.
Excellent, man.
And then I watched this other documentary on the emergence of Moors and Jewish and Spanish music, how it all integrated with each other. That's why you have the sound. And I saw this fabulous flamingo dancer. Oh my God. She was one of the most, she was so beautiful, but I mean, how the flamingo dance is deep, man.
Hey, listen.
So I was up watching that stuff. Man.
You want to see some flamenco dancers? There's a new
I
restaurant that opened up. It's about a year old now. It opened up in Montclair, up on Valley Road, right off of Bloomfield Avenue, almost right on the corner there. It's I think one of the few white tablecloth restaurants in Montclair. You got a lot of fine.
We gotta go up there.
Yeah, you got a lot of fine dining up in Montclair.
She was beautiful.
Yeah.
But the flamingo dance and the whole connection between the Northern African, the Moor, and Spanish music and classical music, and it was just beautiful. I mean, it was a beautiful documentary. I watched both of those documentaries last night from 3 o'clock till I came on the show with you. So I'm very edgy. So if you say anything wrong to me, Eric, I'm throwing the computer out.
Kevin, I'm on 2.5 cups of coffee. I woke up at about 4 o'clock. I couldn't figure out anything else to do, right? So I turned on, a mindless comedy, watched a little bit of that, tossing and turning in bed. Then I went back and started highlighting some more stuff in the book, getting ready for the book club, for Death of a King. Right. And then I was tossing and turning. Keeping Amina up. So I said, let me get up. So I got up, came downstairs, Cat followed me down, and I'm sitting there and he's looking at me, I'm looking at him. I'm like, okay, what am I gonna do with all this energy? I went and found some, almost rotten bananas that we had. And I said, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna make some banana bread. Kevin,
that's a good thing to do with bananas, man. Because sometimes, I try to use them as quickly as I can. Because I make the smoothies in the morning, right?
Right.
But sometimes I don't. And I hate to see bananas go bad.
No, banana bread. And then you know what you can also do? If your bananas are going bad and you don't think you're going to use them, peel them, put them in a freezer bag, and then put them in the freezer, right? And then that way when you go to make your smoothie, the bananas will already be frozen. So they'll blend up. But then it'll make your smoothie that much colder. So never throw your bananas out. Oh, absolutely.
Well, I lived with a woman that was a top chef. Her name is Gail Cheneyfield Jenkins. She hasn't chefed in here in decades.
Hey, Kevin, but you know what? That's the same way with you hear women say the same thing.
I don't eat here like that.
Yeah, women will have husbands, right, who are plumbers or electricians or contractors. They say, they take care of everybody else's house except their own. That just seems to be the way that it goes.
Not in this house, man. It's just, come on, folks. It's just not. That's not happening.
Yeah.
So me, Eric. I'll make a steak and then I'll make a salad. I'll make something, whatever. And if she really wants something special, then I'll do it that way. But I got to tell you, we don't do no chefing around here no more. So I have to come up to your house.
Hey, listen.
You're the chef.
Right now, my house smells amazing. I mean, there's nothing like. You know what it reminded me of? Like I literally had a throwback while I was baking. in the kitchen. The only thing that was missing was a dog, because when my grandmother used to bake, we had a dog. She had a dog, and you would hear the claws or the nails of the dog walking on the wooden floor, and she'd be in the kitchen and she'd be baking, and the dog would be there. That was missing. But everything else was there, man. And like, I just had this feeling that my grandmother was in the kitchen. And then once the banana bread went in the oven, and then the smell wafted out into the rest of the house, man. And then Amina woke up to the smell of the banana bread. I brewed the coffee. Man, I mean, it was, so like I said, 2.5 cups of coffee in, Kevin. I'm ready to go.
Well, look, I'll stop the coffee making thing, because you see, when you're here, I'll drink a whole pot by myself. So I go across the street. I know everybody's conversation in the morning at a ShopRite. The guys outside are talking about politics. The people inside are talking about how tired they are because they got up early in the morning. But they're very nice. I mean, they're very nice. They always see me coming to get the coffee. The lady just waves me. I put the money on the counter. I just keep going. One day she said, "You don't want your change?" I said, "Add it for tomorrow." I'll just keep going because I got to get back here to get on the show with you. So I tried to do it as quickly as possible. But no, man. But it's listen, everything is good. No complaints. We're blessed.
Well, listen, we got a lot of news to get through. We've got some local stuff, very local stuff, right? Local to you in the Central Ward. And I also want to recap about yesterday. We were talking about the Linden mayor and Democratic Chairman Derek Armstead. I had a conversation with him last night. The video that he put up, where he was standing outside because he wasn't allowed in to a Democratic Party function. Yeah. That video now has almost 8,000 or 9,000 views or something like that. And guys continue to share it.
Let me ask you a question, Eric. I don't want to cut across you.
Go ahead.
So that has 8,000 views because of the controversy.
Yeah, Go ahead. I mean? He probably got fewer votes than that. That's absolutely right. So the people didn't share. They're not sharing it because they're socially conscious. They're sharing it, Kev, because it's the same. You know what it's like? Cars that rubberneck on the highway when they see an accident. Do you understand what I'm saying? And then all of a sudden you have like a 10-mile backup. That's what's happening right now with that video, right? It was something that happened. Everybody wants to see it, but nobody wants to do anything about it. They just want to ooh and ah. And just like the society that we live in now, when we come upon an accident, the majority of people, the first thing they do is want to whip out their phone, right? And they want to videotape it, and then they want to get a lot of likes. That's the world.
That's why traffic. That's why traffic gets backed up.
Yeah. Well, the same thing now. So traffic.
Because they slow up.
That's right.
They want to see somebody in pain. I mean.
That's right. And that's exactly what's happening with his thing. If he would have, if he would have asked 1/10 of those people, right, to contribute to his campaign so he can continue to fight against that machine that locked him out, those people wouldn't support him. They wouldn't give him $1, Kevin. But they'll go and they'll share and they'll like and they'll ooh and they'll ah.
I agree.
There lies our problem.
I agree. Well, that means we have a big problem, then, man.
We have a massive problem, Kev.
We have a big problem. I mean, that's a big problem. Hey, listen, man. At the end of the day, we all we have to do is, it's to me. I just find it. I'm no longer, every time you say about if a naked woman showed up right behind my show that have 350,000 views, it just freaks me out. It freaks me out. I'm like, wow, people are really interested in that. Just like I saw something on Revolt TV on Twitter, and this young lady said, wow, I thought Revolt TV was supposed to be about revolting against the system, or because one segment they had something on about prayer, and the next segment they had a naked woman. Right. They was like, that's not revolting against anything. That's playing to the same old narrative that's been impacting us all these years. I just find that interesting, man.
Yeah.
But anyway.
So that's the world that we live in. I think everything is okay with. I see a lag on my screen. I'm not in the feed, but if folks seem to have a problem, let me know. I don't know if I can resolve it. I'm still working to get an intern. If anybody interested in interning and understanding internet broadcasting, please let me know. So Kev, let's start hyper local, and let's build our way out.
Well, can you, because I know some people want to call in. They called me and said they wanted to call in, and I basically said call in about 10:45 if
Oh,
you want
okay.
to call in, because I didn't. They have more. You know, these are stakeholders and all homeowners of the Central Ward, so I thought they should call in, because my thing is just not enough about you and I talking about what's happening in their ward and what's happening in their city and what's happening with the condition of their government. They have to play a role too. So I told them that they wanted to call in, because I knew I know how we deck up stuff during the day. I know it's a lot of stuff to talk about. So
Okay,
maybe we should start someplace else and give us some time.
No, not an issue. So one of the things that I will talk about firstly is 80%. I saw a headline, and I don't know if I put it in my feed, but it said 80% of Black Americans want to see Donald Trump impeached. Now, well, firstly, because I know Farrakhan is watching. Farrakhan, I know we said we weren't going to bet, but it's going to be impeached. They're getting ready to take a house, and the testimony that's going to come today is going to just be more damning testimony. So he is going to be impeached. Whether he will be removed is another issue, but he will be impeached. Now, but they said 80% of Black Americans want to see him impeached. Kevin, 80% of Black Americans stand.